Can't really tell it by my room, but I like Star Trek. I swear. I mean, I'm on a quest to get all the games, and I have the good ones, and of course I have the not so good ones. And of course I got the crowd favorite Judgment Rights. And someone apparently paid $44.99 for this back in the day, but yeah, this is an excellent game. Ever since my mom knew I was trying to complete the Star Trek games, she's been tracking down these really obscure ones like Star Trek: The Rebel Universe, which has a sealed diskette in it, but also has what seems to be like a giant graphic book. It's pretty amazing. And it also has your standard giant floppy as well, but she's been finding stuff like this. Then she managed to track down Star Trek: The Next Generation, a Final Unity, a game that pops up on a lot of lists, toting it being one of the greatest Star Trek games ever made. And I really want to play this and find out, because Judgment Rights is really good, and of course Star Trek Voyager Elite Force is also pretty amazing, so I want to see if this lives up to the whole it's one of the best things ever made. But we'll check that out in a later episode. I thought we'd start off the Star Trek games with something a little bit more interesting. Star Trek the Game Show. Yeah, it's trivia. We're going to see how much I know. The ultimate trivia challenge spanning over 30 years of Star Trek with your host, Q, who's, of course, the character that shows up in the pilot of The Next Generation, and he makes appearances throughout it. And it's also just a phenomenal character, but mainly because of John Delancey's portrayal of him. Great character, and honestly a great pick to host a trivia game show. And if we flip over on the back, we just get more information that it's trivia. Bunch of multiple choice questions and stuff. Well, the game installs almost instantly, but it is trivia, so I don't know what I was expecting. I did have to install QuickTime again, even though I already had it, but I guess it was looking for a specific version.
Oh, will you give it a rest? He makes it sound like your quest for knowledge is significant. To you, maybe, but to me, sticking your starships into other species' business is merely a quaint exercise in frivolity. But you know what? That's what I love about your species. Your ability, your desire to dwell on all matters trivial is the best thing that ever happened to me. Besides me, of course. You see, as long as you people stay out of trouble, and I'm talking about real trouble, not your cute little twubble with twibbles, then I can dedicate some quality time to someone worthy of my undivided attention. And I can't spend all that time with myself if I have to constantly clean up after your quests for knowledge. Remember, I have the fun. You suffer the consequences.
When the game starts, you pick a race, you enter your name, and it just sort of starts. And now we're waiting for this skit to be over.
Why, thank you, Q. It's nice to be back. As usual, it is such an honor to assist you. You will, of course, remind me to appreciate this opportunity.
Of course, my dear. Right after I remind the Continuum that your training is still not complete.
Is it my choice of uniform? Because I should tell you, it has been a while since I've worn it, merely to annoy
Started
you.
yet? There's no difficulty setting, which means it's going to ask us anything from any Star Trek that came out up to this point. I don't know nothing about Voyager.
The category is First Officer for 600 points.
According to Spock, while he is being tested on Vulcan, what is the name of the matron of Vulcan philosophy? A. Talar, B. T'Pau, C. T'Planahath.
Engineering for 400 points.
Get the cheese to sickbay. Why does B'Elanna give this order?
This was probably the easiest question. Of course it had to be one of the Star Treks I didn't watch.
The category is Captain for 800 points. When Jim Kirk was younger, he served as a lieutenant on a starship that was nearly destroyed by a vampire cloud creature. Name the starship.
The category is Miscellaneous for 400 points.
Between the ages of 4 and 5 years, an Ocampan female becomes fertile for the only time in her life. Alien life forms bring on this process early for Kess. What is this mating period called? A. The Maratha. B.
What?
The Bella.
Captain for 600 points. Late in his career, 9 years before his death, galactic ladies man Jim Kirk almost married a very special woman. In the Nexus, he tells Captain Picard about this woman. What is her name?
To think an advanced civilization once considered your species ready for contact?
I'm Elijah Moon Blackwell, CD-ROM Fossil. This has been late 90s PC Gaming. Sorry for the light gameplay. I thought I'd know more. I thought there'd be a difficulty slider. But in 1998, they weren't joking around, man. Those questions are tough. But anyway, next episode should have some more gameplay. I'm actually quite excited about the next episode because it's a game that I just got in the mail, and it really makes me want a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah!